वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्र संघपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने ओम्। ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितं श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यं प्रणौमि जगतां गुरुं। यः परमात्मा जगत्सृष्ट्वा प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपी मनोहरम्। यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि। गुरूणां चरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतोद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तुभमारभे। ओम। अथवा त्रिविध परिच्छेद शून्यत्वम अखंडत्वम. Amongst the two options that the Purva Pakshi presented when refusing to accept Akhandatvam as Upadhi, the second option was Paricheda Shunyatvam. Siddhanti over here says Paricheda Shunyatvam also can be justified and it is without any defects. So all the defects that of impossibility that he had presented over there are unacceptable to us. And he says Paricheda Shunyatvam is Akhandatvam. And by that Paricheda Shunyatvam, what do we mean? He says the threefold Parichedas, the threefold now you know the word Bheda and Paricheda over here for in English. I don't have a proper vocabulary. Now we will have to say the difference or the division. Okay, yeah, this is a better word. The threefold division, absence of the threefold division is Akhandatvam. Trividha Paricheda Shunyatvam, absence of the threefold divisions is Akhandatvam, partlessness. And he explains Vibhutvat Desha Paricheda Shunyatvam. We are in the Mula Grantha. So the threefold divisions are on account of Desha, Kala, and Vastu, meaning the division on account of space. The words like here, there, up, down, inside, outside become valid only when the object is limited and is in the space. So absence of this paricheda, this division on account of space, first of all, is one of the threefold divisions whose absence is akhandatvam. Then kala paricheda shunyatvam and vastu paricheda shunyatvam. These are the three paricheda shunyatvas, which together will be said as Trivida paricheda shunyatvam. In the commentary part, what meaning of the word paricheda is acceptable over here? Parichedo abhavaha. What does he take under the word paricheda? Abhavaha, absence. Okay. So that division means absence. Parichedo abhavaha. Ghatatvadinam desha parichedaha. Objects like the pot, etc., meaning any object as such, Ghatatvadinam, what do they have? Desha paricheda, that they have the division in space. If the pot is here, it is not there. If it is there, it is not here. And therefore, the pot has desha paricheda. Patadishu tadatyanta bhavaha. Then, because he has used the word abhava, that abhava will be, we have seen that abhava is also of three kinds: absence, when we say, before the pot was created, there is absence of the pot. And after the pot is destroyed, there is absence of the pot. So the prior absence is called as prag abhava. The prior absence is called as prag abhava. And the latter absence is called as dhvamsa. Okay? So prag abhava and dhvamsa, they show the parichet, the abhava in time. Then atyanta abhava. Atyanta abhava is in the cloth, there is absolute absence of the pot. Okay. Of the absolute absence of the potness, rather. The pot has potness, but the cloth does not have potness at all. Okay. So the location, which is in this space now, is meant by the word atyanta bhava. And anyonya bhava. The pot does not have clothness, the cloth does not have potness. This mutual absence then is the absence by the parameter of vastu. So these three are the abhavas. So he now explains us that desha paricheda shunyatvam. And when we accept the meaning of the word paricheda as abhava, then further ghatatvadinam desha parichedaha. Ghatatva, potness, is located in the pot. So now, by that virtue, we understand the location means in space. Ghatatvadinam desha parichedaha, limited by space. Paricheda also can mean limitation. So desha parichedaha kasya ghatatvasya desha parichedaha patadishu tat atyanta bhavaha. Then where is this desha paricheda of the ghata? Patadishu tad atyanta bhavaha. In pata, etc., it is absolutely absent. What is absolutely absent? Ghatatva. Ghatatvam is absent. Patadishu tadatyanta bhavaha. Sacha brahmanaha vibhutva nasti eva. Because Brahman is sarva vyapak, all pervasive, and therefore vibhutvat, vibhu means all pervasive. This desha paricheda is absent in Brahman. But where is the desha paricheda present? In ghata. Okay. So tad atyanta bhavaha sacha patadishu tad atyanta bhavaha sacha brahmanaha vibhutvat nasti eva. So it is not there in Brahman. Anyatha vibhutvameva nasyat. If you accept desha paricheda in Brahman, what would happen? That vibhutva of Brahman cannot be established, which means Brahman cannot be said as to be vibhu. Anyatha vibhutvameva nasyat. That's why those people who are of the idea that Paramatma lives only in Vaikuntha, by this, they somehow have to drag him. And so they say, no, Paramatma is not only in Vaikuntha, Paramatma is here also. And over here, he is in your temples, in the Martya Loka. But he is in the temple and not outside the temple then. And therefore, now vibhutva of Paramatma will get refuted. And so, anyatha vibhutvameva nasyat. Ghatadi vyaktinam kala parichedaha. Now, objects like the pot, etc., means all the objects, in fact. Ghatatvadinam, Ghatatvadi vyaktinam. So, Ghata is an individual. Ghatatva is the jati. Ghata is the individual of that jati. So, Ghatadi vyaktinam kala parichedaha. Now, these objects like Ghata, etc., they are limited by time. Kala parichedaha. Svopadane dvamsaha. So this is obvious that kala paricheda is applicable to Ghata. Svopadane dvamsaha, because before the pot was created, the pot was not there. So the absence of pot The prior absence of pot is there, and therefore the pot is limited by time before it was created. So this limitation of the time before it came into existence is one kind of kala paricheda. Then svopadane dhvamsaha, and when the pot is destroyed. What do you mean by pot is destroyed? When and where does it get destroyed? What remains is after that is clay. Svaupadane dhvamsaha. It gets destroyed, not anywhere else, in its and remains only as its upadana karanam, only as the material clay, material cause. Svopadane dhvamsaha. This kind of kala paricheda, which was that kala paricheda, pragabhava, and the uttara bhava is called as dhvamsa. What is dhvamsa? Destruction in its own and living as its own, existing only as its material cause. Svopadane dhvamsaha. After the pot is broken, the clay remains. The clay was there even before that. But now the pot is no longer available to be transacted with as pot. Now you cannot pick up that clay and go and fill water. Okay? And therefore it is svopadane dhvamsaha. Sacha brahmano nityatvat. And because brahmavastu is nitya, and hence not born in time, not destroyed in time. In fact, time is something which exists in Brahman. You know, back somewhere in some country, the family with whom I was staying, this one gentleman, he tortured me the whole night. He said, tell me, where is Atma, inside or outside? I said, this inside and outside is not applicable to Atma. Why? Because inside and outside, or before and after, all this is the time and space is in Brahman. Brahman is not in time and space. Svopadane sacha brahmano nityatva nasti eva. This is not there in Brahman because Brahman is nitya. Nasti eva. Nityatvancha brahmanaha shruti prasiddham. But sir, how do you say that Brahman is nityam? Were you there before? Were you there after that you will see? No, sir, we don't have to do that. Nityatvam cha. Brahmanaha nityatvam. This nityatvam of Brahman is shruti prasiddham, is something that becomes evident through pramana called as the shruti. Furthermore, ghatadinam vastu parichedaha. Again, objects like the pot, etc., are limited as objects. Ghata is not table, the table is not the ghata. So ghatadinam vastu parichedaha. There is this division. Patadishu ghatadi pratiyogika bhedo va. So this is also explained in the Nayayika's language as ghatadi pratiyogika bhedaha. Where is that? Ghatadi pratiyogika bheda means ghata bhava. Bheda though is different from abhava, it is bheda difference. But now for our convenience, we will just take it this way. Patadishu ghatadi pratiyogika bhedaha. Because what happens is, you cannot say that the pata has ghata bhava. That's why this bheda has to be there. I think, this may become a little difficult at this point. but try to understand that. Say, suppose we have kept a cloth, and on that cloth you have kept the pot on top of it. Will you say now that the pot is absent on the cloth? Will this sentence become valid that the pot is absent on the cloth?
No, sir.
Why? Because the pot is there on the cloth. And that's why now there is another word, bheda. Ghata bheda, which is like the absence, but a little different. So, ghatadi pratiyogika bheda. So, this bheda, which is like the absence of the pot, is there in the cloth, but it is bheda. It is not the absence that we have mentioned before. So, patadishu ghatadi pratiyogika bheda va, ghatadishu patadi pratiyogika bhedo va, dvividha bhedopi brahmanaha sarvatmatvad nasti eva. That varvatmat nahi hai, that is sir. It is a printing error, typo. Sarvatmatvat nasti eva. Why? Because Brahman is Sarvatma, is the very being of everything. So sarvatmatvat nasti. This bheda. Bheda. Now we are talking about bheda. Which bheda? In go there is ashwa bheda. In ashwa there is go bheda. Correct? You people remember this?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji.
Good, good. Now, so like that, go bheda, when you are saying, the pratiyogika of that bheda is go. Okay, chalo. Thoda sa isko dekh lete hain. In words of absence only we will have to presently understand, and then we will move to bheda. When you say there is absence, does that sentence make any meaning to you? There is absence?
No. No.
Why?
Absence of, then only we can.
Exactly. So that you will demand to know absence of what? Correct?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes.
Absence of what? So if now I say absence of the pot, ghata bhavaha. Correct?
Yes.
Now, does this become meaningful to you?
Yeah.
So there is absence on my table. What absence on your table? So if I say absence of pot on my table, this becomes meaningful.
Yes.
Yes.
Ghata bhavaha. Ghata bhavaha. Now it becomes meaningful. So this ghata is called as the pratiyogi of the abhava. Technically, what will the ghata be called as?
Pratiyogi.
Pratiyogi. So when I'm saying ghata bhava, who is the pratiyogi?
Ghata.
Ghata is the pratiyogi. If I say pata bhava, who is the pratiyogi?
Pata.
Pata.
Pata. Correct? Now, this is what you have understood. Similarly, when I say go bheda, who is the pratiyogi?
Go.
When I say ashwa bheda, who is the pratiyogi?
Ashwa.
Got that?
Ji.
Yes, Swamiji.
So now look at that line. How he explains the Vastu Paricheda. Patadishu. Patadishu means in the cloth, etc. What is there? There is some absence. What kind of absence are you talking about? But that absence, we mean Bheda. Okay?
Ji.
Like the Go Bheda and Ashwa Bheda. Okay?
Ji, sir.
Okay. So Patadishu Ghatadi Pratiyogika Bhedaha. In the cloth, there is now, though I'm using the word absence, but don't you apply it in the previous sense, okay? Because if there is pot kept on the cloth, you cannot say there is absence of pot in the cloth or on the cloth. Correct? And that's why we have another word to mean that, and that is Bheda. So Bheda is something like absence, but it is not that absence that we have meant earlier. You understand that?
Ji,
Yeah.
sir.
Anybody has a difficulty?
No,
No,
Swamiji.
Do you want me to go over it again?
Swamiji, nahi.
No, no,
Huh?
no, no.
No.
Okay, chalo, theek hai fir. Huh? Otherwise, without grasping this, then you will say कि हमको समझ में नहीं आता. Whenever you understand anything, it is easy. As long as you don't, it is difficult. The moment you understand, it is no longer a difficult thing. Okay? The difficulty means that one is unable to understand it. And in order to understand, one will have to put a little effort. Okay?
Yes, Swamiji.
Right.
अरे
So-
खाल्लं की मी
Huh?
नाही 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 बस झालं बस बस
Patadishu Ghatadi Pratiyogika Bhedaha. How is he explaining Vastu Paricheda? In the cloth, there is Ghata Bheda. Correct? In
Yes,
the
sir.
cloth, there is Ghata Bheda. So how is that Ghata Bheda? Ghatadi Pratiyogika Bhedaha. Ghata Pratiyogika Bhedaha is there in the cloth.
Yeah.
Okay? Who is the Pratiyogi of that Bheda?
Ghata.
Ghata. Ghata nahi, Ghata.
Ghata.
घटा तो हिंदी में होती है.
Ghata.
Ghata is the Pratiyogi. And where is this Bheda?
Pata.
In the Pata. Similarly, in Ghata, there is Pata Bheda, means Pata Pratiyogika Bheda. Correct?
Ji, sir.
Now, this Bheda, Ghatadishu Patadi Pratiyogika Bhedaha. In Ghata there is Pata Pratiyogika Bheda. In Pata there is Ghata Pratiyogika Bheda. This is what is meant by the word Vastu Paricheda. Okay? This is what is meant by the word Vastu Paricheda. Dvivida Bhedopi Brahmanaha. Now this kind of Bheda, which is the mutual Bheda, is not there in Brahman. Why is it not there in Brahman? Sarvatmatvad, because Brahman is Sarvatma. Okay? Sarvatmatvat nastyeva. Sarvasya, and then he explains it further. Sarvasya. Sarvasya means now everything is included. Animate and inanimate, whether it is Martyalok or Swargalok or any galaxies, anything. Everything is in Brahman. And how is it in Brahman? Sarvasya swapna kalpita jagatavat. Like, now say suppose you dream, you have a dream. It is not fantasy. Dream, just a dream. And in that dream, you see mountains, you see the elephants, you see the river, you see the forest, you see the stars, the people, young and old, men and women, everything, animals and birds and bees and insects, everything is seen. Now think about this. In that swapna kalpita jagat, so this is the world that you are seeing in swapna, correct? Is there absence of you anywhere in those objects and animate or inanimate? Is there any absence, your absence in any of those? Because the elephant also is what you are. The trees, forests, insects, everything you only have become and are seeing as many. Correct?
Yes, Swamiji.
So therefore, swapna kalpita, jagatavat nahi hai, swapna kalpita gajadivat. Okay? Brahmani aropitatvan. Because just as all these are simply superimposed in you, like that, aropitatvad, aropitasya adhishthana vyatirekena abhavad brahmanaha sarvatmatvam. Now this is a line that you should underline. Why? Because when we are going to say sarvatma, the being of all, the existence of all means what? What do you mean by the word sarvatma? When you say Parameshwara is sarvatma, Bhagavan is sarvatma. What is that sarvatma? Because Brahmani aropitatvat sarvasya Brahmani aropitatvat aropitasya adhishthana vyatirekena abhavat brahmanaha sarvatmatvam ataha ekarasatvam sarvatmakatvam brahmanaha ataha ekarasatvam. Now there, after that ekarasatvam, put a comma. Sarva, and this is what is ekarasatvam also. Therefore, brahmanaha, sarvatmakatvam brahmanaha shruti yukti anubhava siddham ataha no ukta vikalpavakashaha uktarthe shrutim udaharati vedeti. And therefore, what has happened? This is all proven, has been made evident through shruti, yukti. Yukti means anumana, and anubhava means it is pratyaksha. So shruti is the shabda pramana, yukti is the anumana pramana, and the pratyaksha pramana, anubhava siddham ataha no ukta vikalpa avakashaha. Therefore, the doshas, the defects which you had mentioned in saying that paricheda shunyatvam cannot become the lakshanam of this upadhi now, of akhandatvam, is it has got no avakasha. It does not have any stand. So navakashaha and uktarthe shrutim udaharati. And to make it clear, he gives you the shruti as the pramanam for over there. Vedahametam acharam puranam sarvatmakam sarvagatam vibhutva ityadi shrutehe. This is the Shruti. Aham etam ajaram Veda. I have known that which does not degenerate. Ajaram. Jara means the degeneration. Like Jara means the old age, etc., where there is degeneration. Aham etam ajaram Veda. I know that which does not degenerate, which does not deteriorate. What is it? Puranam. It is Puranam. Purapi Navam Puranam. Sarvatmakam is Sarvatma. Sarvagatam is all pervasive. And why? Vibhutva, because of being Vibhu ityadi Shrutehe. So Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhava. These are the three things that are mentioned. What do we mean by Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhava?
Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava.
What do we mean by that?
Pramana.
Anumana Pramana Pratyaksha Pramana.
Correct. The Shabda Pramana,
Sabda Pramana.
then
Anuman Pramana.
Anumana Pramanam, and Anubhava means Pratyaksha Pramanam. Over here, Pratyaksha does not necessarily mean Indriya Pratyaksha. Correct?
Ji.
It means Sakshi Pratyaksha.
Sakshi.
Anubhavam. For example, now you tell me when you say I am Dukhi or I am delighted. When you say that I am Dukhi or I am delighted, so how do you know you are happy or you are sad? Have you seen it, heard it, smelled it, tested it? What has happened? Did you smell the Sukham or Dukkham? Did you see the Sukham or Dukkham? Did you taste the Sukham or Dukkham? Did you touch the Sukham or Dukkham? How do you know Sukham and Dukkham?
Sakshi Pramana.
It is not Indriya Pratyaksha, correct?
Ji, Samji.
Though it is not Indriya Pratyaksha, will you refuse this experience of Sukham and Dukkham?
No.
No.
Why? You're going to say, well, it may not be the experience of the Indriyas, generated by the Indriyas, but it is still an experience. So the question comes, how is it possible? So we are going to say, Sakshi Pratyaksham. Okay?
Ji, Ji, Samji.
And therefore, when we are saying Ityadi Sarvatmakatvam Brahmanaha is Siddham. How is it Siddham? Shruti bhihi Siddham, Yukti bhihi Siddham, Anubhavaihi Siddham. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava Siddham. Got it? So
Yes,
it
sir.
is proven or it is made, it becomes evident. What is becoming evident? Sarvatmakatvam. How is it known? Through Shruti, through Yukti, and the Anubhava Pratyaksha Siddham. Ataha, and therefore that which now is becoming evident through the Pramanas, can you just refuse it? Just because you have a different kind of a logic. We are saying that through Yukti also, through that logic also, we are proving it. So no Ukta Vikalpa Avakashaha, which you had given over there, Shunyatva, etc., cannot be taken. Paricheda Shunyatvam. No, sir. So Uktarthe Shrutim Udaharati. And in order to make it clear, one Shruti is given by the teacher or author over here, Vedeti, that particular Shruti. Now, the Purva Paksha had even raised a third Vikalpa, saying that that is also not possible. What was that third Vikalpa? The third Vikalpa, the third vikalpa meaning the third option was what? Does anybody remember? Does anyone remember that? Which was the third vikalpa? One was Bheda Shunyatvam, the second was Paricheda Shunyatvam, and the third is I did not discuss it though, but I said that, I had kept it for later. What was the third vikalpa?
Swamiji, manantara asiddhataya, manantara bhava.
I said Kalpaturvacharya has that quotation. Look, you don't have to go very far. Just look into the Moola Grantha on 124 page. The second paragraph. Aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati avishishtatvam akhandatvam. This is given by Kalpaturvacharya. His name was Amalananda, and he has written a commentary on the commentary written by Vachaspati Mishra, and it is a commentary on the commentary of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. And Appaya Dikshit has written a commentary on that Kalpataru, which is called as Parimala. So Bhagavan Bhashyakara's commentary, Bhashyam, on which there is Vachaspati Mishra's gloss called as the Bhamati. On that Bhamati, Amalananda has written a commentary called as Kalpataru. On that Kalpataru, there is yet another commentary called as Parimala, written by Appaya Dikshit. नहीं बाप रे, विचार देखो कितना किया है बाबा. So in that Amalananda, in his book Kalpataru, he writes what is Akhandatvam, and he says Aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati avishishtatvam akhandatvam. Okay. Aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati avishishtatvam. Now pick up one part of that definition and look at that. Shabda prakashatvam. Something is illumined by the words. Just as your eyes are able to illumine, ears are able to illumine, like that, even the words also can illumine, correct?
Yes.
Right. So Shabda Prakashatvam is there. Okay. Then Aneka Shabda Prakashatvam is also there. For example, when I'm going to say Ghata, Kalasha, Kumbha, when I'm going to use these different words, they are different or not? Obviously,
They are different.
Kumbha, the word Kumbha is different because it has got Ka, U, Bha, correct?
Yes, sir.
Ghata has got Gha and Ta. Kalasha has got Ka, Kakar, Lakar, Shakar. So obviously they are composed of different syllables. and therefore as words they are different. But what is there about these words is, though they are many words, but they are synonyms, paryayavachi.
Paryavachi.
They are paryayavachi. They become paryaya for each other. Correct?
Ji.
Ghata, kumbha, and what is the third thing? Kalasha. They are paryaya. Though they are aneka, but it is because it is shabda, it is doing the prakash of that vastu. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Swamiji.
The word ghata is illumining the object ghata for you.
Same object. Yes, sir.
Exactly, the same object is illumined by the word kalasha. The same object is illumined by the word kumbha. True or not?
True.
So they are different words, and those words have the capacity to illumine an object. So these two things are there, and they are paryaya shabdas. Correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So now Kalpataru Acharya says there are many words, but those there are many words, but those words are not, though they illumine the same object, yet those words do not become paryaya for each other. This is very interesting. Got it? Now we understand if there are different words, and if those different words illumine the same object, then what is the status of those words? Synonyms. Paryayavachi. They will become paryayas for each other.
Samanarthi.
But here now we are saying there are different words. Though they illumine the same object, yet those words do not have the status of being synonyms. They are not a replacement for each other. So, aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati. So, when the object is illumined by different words, and those words are not paryayas, they are not synonyms. Understand? And yet that object does not becomes a qualified object. Avishishtatvam akhandatvam. Now this is something that we have to look at, and this is very interesting and very nice. So this is akhandatvam. So now by now, when he says akhandatvam cannot be defined, we are saying what? We are giving you three options, and all these three, akhandatvam can be defined. How can it be defined? Bheda shunyatvam. Which bheda? Vijatiya, sajatiya, svagata bheda shunyatvam. Then parichheda shunyatvam also we can say is akhandatvam. What parichheda? Trivedha parichheda shunyatvam. Okay? And aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati avishishtatvam akhandatvam. Okay? Now this is the third one, and we will look at this when we meet tomorrow. All right. This was I think I will have to go over this topic again with you. I don't want it to be, just pushed under the carpet and slip over it. we will go over it again when we meet tomorrow. The whole thing about the Trivida Bheda Shunyatva, Trivida Paricheda Shunyatva. Okay? So do not get scared. It is easy. It will not be lost. Right. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashkritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you all. Thank you very much.